Welcome. My God, I'm so happy to be back. With Politickin with Nushine, we're going to have such a beautiful, lovely, amazing episode today. As you already know, I am your host, Kurt Faustin. I'm here with my brothers. You already know, go ahead.
What's up? This is your boy Jay Numero. You already know what it is.
What's going on? It's your boy Elton. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna say A or Elton, but we're gonna see. Every week I might switch it up.
Switch it up, right?
It's Elton for now.
But we have a very special guest today. My man James, go ahead.
Peace.
There we go.
All power to the people.
You gotta let them know why you brought James up in here.
We want to let them know because today's claim,
Okay, let them know.
today's statement,
Yes,
I thoroughly
sir.
believe, my beautiful black and brown people, that we need a revolution.
I'ma get it on my time. Politickin on my time. I'ma get it on my time. I'm politicking on my time, babe.
And this is where I think
Natural.
the bomb's about to drop.
Yeah.
You get it. But we need a revolution. We definitely need a
Right.
revolution. But before we get into all that good stuff, before we get into that madness, let's tell the people. Want to go? Did you know? Or would you rather?
Oh no, man.
How you feeling?
Let's do Would You Rather.
All right. So we do this segment, as you already know. We do this segment, ask a couple questions. Would you rather do A or B? Have a little fun, laugh a little bit before we get into our serious conversation.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
I'm
Let's
ready.
go. So you ready for this, James?
Let's go.
All right,
Everyone
bro.
participating,
Yeah.
including you, eh?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm in it. We in there
Including
now.
you. Everybody participating in this
For
one.
sure. Let's
right.
make it happen.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead, man.
So I know you guys know all the things that's been going on, right?
Mhm.
Right, James, right, Kurt,
Yeah.
right? Hey, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that's been going on, and one of the things that's been going on is our man Tory.
Mm. Yeah, right. Whose man is this?
Whose man?
Whose man is
Whose
this?
man's is this?
Oh, you don't mess with him?
I love his music.
Yeah, his music.
That-
I ain't gonna lie.
that's
I
real
like his
talk.
music.
That's real
When you
talk.
say our man, it's like, yo, we was
You claiming
kicking
him.
it. You know,
You
we
was
he
chilling?
came by the stool the other day. We was vibing. You know,
Yo, man, if you came by New Shot Studios the other day, but that's a good look.
No, it's
So,
not.
is it
Bad
not?
I don't
business.
know, bro.
Nah.
I don't know.
Let's get to the claim. Let's get to the
So,
question.
all right, get to the question because I'm going to get carried away.
Right,
I'm
right.
carried away.
Our man.
So, would you rather be 6'9" right now?
Mm.
6'9",
Wow.
and you know where I'm going with this.
Wow.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Or Tory Lanez.
Mm.
Would you rather be 6'9"?
You asking me first, or you just asking?
I mean,
generally?
I'm asking everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I can answer that real quick. I'd rather be my damn self.
Oh, now
So-
how you gonna flip it
So
out?
hold on. Well, there's
cop-out.
reason behind that, right?
What's
because
up?
I think there's a thin line between there's a thin line between being able to choose either or. And for me, where I am in my life, I don't have to choose either. So I'd rather be myself. You feel me? To be 100. Or if you talking about like what we're talking about right now, revolution. I'm talking about Nat Turner. So what you-
Okay, that's real talk. That's real
he had
talk.
to give a political
You gotta get
answer.
a political correct answer.
Bro.
You
Now,
know
I don't
what
even
I'm
want to
saying?
answer the question.
I don't even want to answer the question either, dog. But I'm gonna tell you what. I did a poll on
Okay.
this.
yeah.
And people really said that they would rather be 6'9" right now than Tory.
That man got a heavy price on his head.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go with Tory, and I know, like, I feel like I'm about to be the black sheep of this podcast because I
Yeah.
always say the craziest
You
things.
say something wild, man.
But check it. Here's my reasoning. I'll take Tory right now. What's today's date? I don't know when we're gonna release this, but it's early
It's
September,
the 4th.
right? As of this moment, Tory looks like the victim. Tory looks like
He does. Oh,
no, Tory has been
He's gonna say something
accused
crazy.
of assaulting Megan. Yes, but I have not heard Tory's side. So yes, I understand I would be like in the heat right now, but there has to be another side of the story that has to come to light. and that's why I
Yeah.
choose Tory at this moment.
It-
Not saying what he did is cool. I get it.
You know what the other side is? It's called cocaine. That's the other
shit.
side.
Oh,
He was
shit.
on drugs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
Oh,
only
shit.
thing
Yeah,
that's
if we
makes sense.
if
On
we
some
have
real
time
shit?
for that, that's
On
another
some
conversation.
Real, like on some real shit right now, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
I think back to like Dr. Dre.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think back to Dr. Dre. And you
did.
remember that Dr. Dre had that situation
He
with
definitely
that
did.
reporter? You know what I'm saying? When she leaked out, you know, really was really like trying to beef up the animosity between NWA
Yeah.
and freaking Death Row.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? That situation happened at that party.
Right.
The
Right.
way
what I'm
you hit
saying?
the woman, you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
of course, nothing justifies hitting a woman or,
At all.
matter
Absolutely.
of fact, shooting a woman.
I
At
agree.
all.
But
Yep.
I think, to be honest with you, our culture and our community don't really like snitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And as a brother, I don't know if I could really be walking around like 6'9", you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather be Tory Lanez right now.
But no,
For
if
me-
you think about it though, where we are as a culture, we're in a different place.
Okay,
Where-
you think
where-
you're in a different place.
We're definitely in a different place.
Okay.
As a culture, we're actually recognizing women's rights, black women's rights a lot more than we did in the early, mid, or late
Right.
90s.
For sure.
You think about how we are recognizing black women. Think about the platform that they have. Think about even the movement that we have. Say her name. You get what I'm saying? There's a beautiful movement trying to recognize how black women are usually, as we had
Yes.
in our previous guest, Burley, right? They're usually at the bottom of the totem
They
pole.
were. Yeah.
Right? And now there's so much spotlight being highlighted within black women and the struggle, the plight that they're going
sure.
through and that they're facing on an everyday basis.
Right.
So the
sure.
fact being that you crossed the line and you hit or you shot a black woman over
So fucked
over
up.
nothing.
So
Right,
fucked
right,
up.
right, right.
Bugging.
So
But
fucked
check
up.
it here. And this is me cleaning up a little more too.
Oh.
Because I agree with you, Kurt.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, number one, Tekashi is not going to be alive the next 2 years. That's my opinion.
Wow.
Number two,
Wow.
Tory
Feds are
dropped.
covering him. He might be.
The way
Feds
he's
are protecting
moving,
him.
there's always going to be a slip. There's going to be a slip. He's too egotistical, but that's another conversation. Number two, to Kurt's point about black women, I think Tory has an opportunity to fix what he did and fucked up. I don't know how,
Rehabilitation.
but there.
So
hey,
wait, so
there-
hold up. hold
there's
up.
always so there's
Hold up.
always. Let me finish.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I think he has the opportunity to come back and I fucked up. I shot her. I was wrong. I'm gonna go to rehab for my anger issues, my drug issues. That's my opinion. I think he was on drugs or some shit, and
I think
shit
it's
popped
drugs
off.
too. I agree with you.
I always think you can come back and right your wrongs. Will it be tough? Yes, but I think there's an opportunity for him to come back and say, "Yo, I dropped the ball. I should not have treated black women like this, which is wrong." And fix
That's
it.
if he takes accountability.
So,
I doubt that's happening.
before,
yeah, I
hey,
hope he does.
But hey, I'm gonna say this to you though.
Mhm.
Kurt hasn't said shit.
Facts. That was on
Kurt
purpose.
hasn't chosen nothing.
Well,
That was on
Kurt
purpose.
hasn't chosen
I was
nothing.
ice skating around. That was
He over
my
here grilling.
question.
What's up, Kurt?
well, yeah, that's a good question. What's up? And I think that he's doing that because whatever he says will impact him tremendously. And so his
I
lawyer's
have no-
probably like, "Yo, just shut up. Don't say nothing.
Bruh,
Don't
I
say
have-
nothing." Matter of fact, you wasn't even there.
I was
Right.
there.
You wasn't there.
You wasn't
right?
there,
And that's
man.
and to be truthful, like this is a laugh and joke matter, but in
Yeah,
real life,
for real life,
in
bro.
real life, there's
Yeah.
no reason why any man
yes.
should be putting their hands on a female.
female.
Period.
Period.
Even if she hits you.
Even if she hits you, walk away, bruh. Walk away, bruh. I'm
Usually.
telling you, man.
Yeah, bro.
I don't,
Yeah,
and hey, but listen, when you on drugs, if that is the case, I wasn't there.
Of
right?
course,
So I don't
allegedly.
know the full story, but
Yup.
I'm hearing what's out there. But if you was on whatever you was on, sometimes that stuff can take it to the next
that's its own demon.
level. I'm telling you.
It's its
And
own
that's how we
demon.
cope with the BS that we deal with in
That's-
our community.
No
Yeah.
cap, bro.
So that's listen, that's another story.
That's
Yep.
no cap. And yo, honestly, on this point, bro, yo, James, tell us about yourself, man. Tell us about
Yeah.
what you're about. Tell us a little bit about who you are, everything. And we'll get to Did You Knows after. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On that note,
Go ahead.
yo,
Right.
James, talk that talk, bro.
So peace, black
Peace.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My man.
I'm a revolutionist, man.
Okay.
That's what's up.
I care all about black lives, and by any means necessary, I'm gonna fight for it.
Okay.
Because for far too long, I've been in these situations and life experiences where I've seen my people dead last as it relates to all outcomes, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. right? And throughout my life experience, what I've been able to do is to observe and absorb all of that great energy, that great knowledge, that great wisdom from my family, from my mom, from my brother, from people that I done dealt with, on a daily basis, where it helped shape me be the man that I am. And I had to feel comfortable with being who I am. But I'm here today as a black revolutionist, standing up for black rights, for black liberation, to make sure that we get what's rightfully ours, or else we overthrow the government and start a revolution, which is where I'm at.
And one of the many reasons why I wanted James to come on is because he's been doing this work before it was popular.
Right.
It was years ago.
Right.
I've heard you. I was in events at you, and you had this same exact energy.
Right.
It didn't shift.
Right.
It didn't shift when things got a little bit trendy, per se. You get what I'm saying? When it was popular for corporate America to say Black Lives Matter, or people are now trying to raise their fists. You've been doing this for years. You get what I'm saying? I've seen you do this physically. I've seen you do this for years. We could just continue jumping in. Let's just continue jumping in.
Yeah.
You're originally from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
South side and west side.
Oh, South Side and West.
So we
how
from
it
Boston,
was
bro. You
is-
gotta tell us what the hell
Yeah,
that
right.
means.
I got you. So mainly, if you from Chicago, South Side or West Side, I could tell, like, all right, you know what I mean? He definitely been in the, you know what I mean, in the guerrillas. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, like, my grandmama raised me on the South Side, and then I used to get in trouble a lot with my mama, and I used to get sent to my granddad, so I used to be on the West Side as well, and that's where my granddad lived, and so I grew up on both sides, man. But
So what's the West Side like?
Bro, they both basically the same. It's just a whole different bunch of gangs everywhere, and a lot of brothers and sisters that look like us that's really trying to fend for themselves and trying to create opportunity. You know what I mean? Trying to create opportunity, and so for me, growing up on the South Side of Chicago as well, along with the West Side, like what I learned and absorbed was like, yo, listen, we then been through so many struggles, and we have been taken advantage of on all levels. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Whether it be from trying to find ways to make sure that our kids are having a quality education, trying to make sure that we can fend for ourselves, or to make sure that we got the right food to support our growth, our development, and our to make sure that we can grow. Like to fight on all levels, we had to consistently fight. And what I've noticed is that in every city, state, and government official says, "Oh yes, we'll do this and we'll do that." And it's like we never get what we ask for. We always knock at the door like, "Hey, we're hungry over here. We need some food. And we need some more fresh food, some more fresh greens and stuff like that to make sure we can nourish our body." However, we never get what we rightfully deserve. And why do we continue to have to ask? And so what I learned through my life experience and being engaged with numerous people in spaces and places, I've learned that I'm tired of asking. I've seen people not ask. They just demand it, or they step over the person that has the allocations of opportunities and resources and demand that change. And so because of that, I do what I do right now. You know what I mean? And it's a lot more that I can talk to, and I want to answer some of your questions that will answer some of the statements that I just talked about.
This is deep stuff right here,
and this
bro.
is exactly why I believe we need a revolution, because we need a revolution in all aspects. He named food.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah, food deserts in the hood.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I meant to say. Food deserts, right?
Yeah,
yes,
like,
sir.
Where's
Yo, we in the hood right now, bro.
Exactly.
Yes, we
Where
are.
are
We
the
in the hood
healthy
right now.
products for us, right?
Bro.
Think of it. Where is the healthiest grocery store? Is what?
Nah. And right now, in
Where we
our
are right
hood,
now. Where we are right
What's
now.
the healthiest type of?
and right here in Mattapan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Grocery store.
American Food Basket.
Okay. I would say it's probably Whole Foods that you would have to travel to. And get it.
No cap. It's definitely Whole Foods.
But
It's
where's
definitely
Whole Foods
Where?
located?
Where around here there's no Whole Foods?
Whole Foods
you
about
have to go to Denver.
7.7 miles away.
Yeah.
That's his point.
I know it for a fact because I go there.
That's his
Right.
point.
I thought you were saying
7.7 miles away.
And this
In this
area,
area,
think
Mattapan
of, think
Square,
of the
yeah.
food, and I've been doing a lot with researching lately how food affects how you think, how
Everything.
you act, how
Everything.
your energy.
Everything.
energy.
You are what you eat.
You are
What you eat.
Period.
Weren't you?
Nah, but
We gonna
I pay
play that
attention.
out. They're not gonna know
I
what
told
we
you I
just
pay
said.
attention. Nah.
Yes, sir.
And the
Bricks ain't paying for this.
my man. Right. And what pisses me off, if you think deeply, right? Because right now my mom and my dad both have health issues, diabetes.
Yes, sir. That's unfortunate. Yo, same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Oh, you in the same boat, right?
Same here, bro.
Yeah.
A lot
Same
of that is linked to what the hell they're eating.
Exactly.
No
Their
cap.
access to food.
No
Right.
cap.
Right?
Right.
So what we're eating is killing us, and black people are they would show statistically are dying earlier, and that
Right.
could simply be solved by food that we're intaking.
Right.
Nah.
See, I'm
Mm.
about to be back on that.
Yeah, no, I'm listening because I'm trying to stop that. Mm-hmm.
Chicken before they turn into they
They're
get to our
frightened.
plate.
They're scared.
They're scared.
Yeah.
All of
Their kid is taken away from them.
The tension.
So they're depressed. Their stress levels are high, and that's all energy you carry in your body.
Yeah.
And then they get killed. They're slaughtered, and then what happens? That energy's coming into you.
Right
You're
into
consuming
us.
that, and
Right.
then boom. So for me, that was one big reason.
Huge reason. I
And
love that.
literal energy, like my mood, I felt like better and healthier
Right.
not eating that. I'm pescatarian, but still. For
Are you
me,
pescatarian?
Yeah. So for
See,
me, that was a big reason for
Bro,
it.
and I appreciate
Go
you
ahead.
for actually doing that and committing to that because, you know,
Thank
a lot of the ills that we deal with, similar to even the food deserts, the reason why we have these food deserts, because of how we had to fight and survive, you know, during when we were
Yeah.
enslaved, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
had to make stuff that was
Pig
given
feet.
to us. We had to,
Yeah.
we had to make things happen in order for us to make sure that we can to grow, to be, so we won't be malnourished, right?
Exactly.
And so for that, these are learned experiences and behaviors that just trickled over into now, and yet and still we assimilate within these very systems that were created to continue to allow us to eat these negative foods. That's why even Whole Foods is so far out, right?
Yeah.
Because all of the food items that we get we get the last of the last
The
of
scraps.
the last.
The
right?
scraps.
They may look good to us, but they ain't the last of the last. When I used to live in Quincy, I used to go to the Stop and Shop there. Let me tell you, the quality of food was so much better than if you go right here down the street in Grove Hall. So much better.
Yo, I'm
Smell
gonna
good, look good
have
and everything.
I gotta be devil's advocate in this
I'm
position,
listening.
just
Go
because,
ahead.
like, our people don't really go for these things. Like,
Go
let's
for
be
what?
honest.
What you mean? Clarify. Our people don't go for
Like,
these
what I'm
things.
saying is, like, if I go, let's say I'm about to open up a grocery store, like
Yeah.
a small business grocery store. It's about to be called J Numero Grocery Store, right? And I'm trying to buy things that people in my community is actually going to buy.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. What's
Right.
going to be in
So
that store? No. Let's
Go
be
ahead,
real.
go
What's
ahead.
going to be in that store?
Coca-Cola,
Let's
Pepsi,
be real.
some
No, but-
chicken.
Because
the
that's
thing
what
is-
they're going to buy.
But see, that's where
see
I
what
used
you're
to.
saying.
That's
That's
why I
what
was.
they're going to buy.
Supply
that's
and
what-
demand.
That's where I go with the term revolution. I
Yes,
wasn't very.
sir.
I wasn't specific.
There we
because
go.
that's
Nat
where
Turner.
education.
Yeah.
Think of our educational system right now.
Yes, sir.
I haven't. This is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But how come it was so late in life up north? I know down south is different. That we learned about Juneteenth, right? Right now in schools.
I ain't know nothing about Juneteenth until I actually moved to Boston.
See?
So,
Bro,
You
I
see?
heard
At
about
all.
it in music. I
See,
heard
you
about
heard
it in
about
music, like
right?
in terms of like, Louis Armstrong and like understand the history of that, and that's how I got picked up on it. But even to this point, I could be honest with you and say it's not till recently has become a staple in my mind.
I
You know what
learned in
mean?
to continue that point. I learned in my 20s. I started learning about Nat Turner. I
Okay,
didn't learn.
okay,
I
okay,
learned
okay,
about
okay.
Christopher Columbus before I learned about Nat
Okay,
Turner,
okay, okay,
and I didn't even
okay.
learn about the true history of it. Right, and
That's
so
real
when I'm
talk.
talking about revolution,
Yeah.
you're talking about we're going to choose based off what we know and what we've experienced in our habits.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
saying
okay, turning
revolution-
point.
Yeah, the
A
turning
turning
point
point.
is going to come through educational awareness.
Definition, guys. He's calling for a turning point.
Yes.
It is not only, and I think people who's listening to this podcast
Yeah,
could be like,
yeah.
yo, the other societies has to do the turning point for us.
No.
nah.
And I think that clarification needs to be pointed.
Nah.
You
Accountability.
gotta change. Like, you know
Facts.
what I'm saying? We gotta change.
gotta
Police
You know what I'm
ourselves.
saying?
We first got to
We gotta
police
police
ourselves.
ourselves.
And
Yeah.
so
On some
going back to
Malcolm X
educational
vibe,
awareness, we got to make that change. We got to make these small decisions that turn into big change that help elevate us as a people. And that's where real revolution comes, because Nat Turner said, I'm not about to continue to be enslaved. Y'all gonna say, no, I'm gonna slaughter this slave master that got me and my peoples locked up, or got me and my peoples fitting for them and breaking bed for them. Like, nah, I'm not having that. So with that, I'm cutting off with his head. Just like that. And so with that, there has to be times where, even though folks may not want what we promote or produce,
Yes, sir.
the consistency, the educational piece on an everyday basis, us being in tune with them while wherever they are, like, we have to be consistent with that. And when that happens, right? When they see, oh, well, they're getting some traction now. Maybe I should start to, because that's exactly what happened to me when I changed my life around. I used to be gang bang. My whole family was in gangs. You know what I mean? Like, we ran gangs back in Chicago, like 100. Like, my mom was a queen, right? My pops was a king. You know what I mean? In a gang back in Chicago. I was able to transform my life around because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. But again, we have to have that knowledge and understanding, but also have to see people in the same very position where we want to be, that look like us, that say, you know what, I'm gonna be that, or I'm gonna do better, and I'm gonna challenge the way I think or do about things. The revolution, it has to be televised. It has to be televised, right?
Just got O'Haron.
It has to be televised. And
So you're opposite from him, because he's saying,
wait, time out. Before you I want to keep going on your point. So I'm glad you brought on devil's advocate, because it opens up the conversation from both perspectives.
Yes, sir.
So, not to your point, against to that point, but I know you don't believe it, but I think if a lot of businesses going with the right, purpose, values, if they're going in to say, yo, I'm here to benefit and help this community grow. So this is for all the businesses out there thinking, yo, should I put a grocery store in Mattapan, Roxbury? Cool. All right. Supply and demand, I get it. But if you come in there with the right intentions, there's a will, there's a way. You could find better, healthier products. And over time, boom, it's just a matter. Find the right investors. Find the right people to back you up and build your community up. And guess what's going to happen? Black culture spreads like fire. They're going to find a good product. Yo, this juice right here, this shit made me healthy. I feel good.
Shout out Juice Up Cafe, because I think it's definitely one of those, because I don't know if you're familiar with Juice Up Cafe right on Blue Hill Ave.
Nah, but I'm about to get familiar. Yeah, with it.
Juice Up Cafe on Blue Hill Ave, bro. It's been one of those things that's been like a little gem for me, because I'm out here trying to be healthy, and if you look at my surroundings right now, it's not easy.
Right.
Like, it's just not easy.
Yeah. See?
Yo, you know what I'm saying? So I'm on my vibe right now, you know? Right? Yo, 4 weeks strong, let's go. What's up, Kurt? I know you was on your diet thing. What happened?
The key word was, right? My man, I was, man. I tasted oxtail and I haven't gone back. I haven't gone back. I'm sorry.
That's another conversation, though.
That's culture. I'm an addict. I'm an addict to the oxtail.
And that's a conversation right there. It's like the staple. Bro, it's the staple foods, and I'm Haitian.
I see it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Haitian. In our community right here, we have Haitian people, we got Jamaican people, we got Cape Verdeans, man. And like, our food sometimes
it's killing us.
All that oil.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's killing us, man.
I'm going to switch it just a little bit, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I want to kind of chime on what you're saying, because I think what's the biggest area I would love to focus in my life is economic development.
Let's go.
Economic liberty.
Oh,
I was literally about to lead into that.
Right? Economic development, economic liberty, because we're talking about entrepreneurship and business owners. And I feel so strongly that there's too many people in our neighborhoods, in our communities, that have ownership of it, they're not from it.
Yeah.
Right? They're not from it.
When you say people, can we just be quite frank? You talking about white folks and other folks that are not black?
Bro, let's be specific with white folks, because I think I'm starting to get to a point now where I'm starting to be specific, right?
All right, let me be more specific.
We don't generalize all the white folks.
Let's generalize. Let's be specific on the people who are buying our community.
So I'm saying, I live in Hyde Park, Mattapan.
Yes, sir.
I love Hyde Park, Mattapan. Been here for
Who's buying it?
But what I'm going to say, hold up, right?
Get there.
The laundromat I used to go to, the Chinese restaurants I go to, my cousins go to a nail salon. It's all owned by the Asian community.
There you go.
Right?
You got Asians buying the community.
They all owned by the Asian community.
Okay.
One of the convenience store that's owned by I believe, and mind you, if I'm wrong, my fault, but I believe it's owned by Indians, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's owned by Indians. What I know of my area, my block, my neighborhood, right? A lot of the business owners do not live on River Street. They don't
Nah,
live
they
in
don't.
Hyde Park. They
No,
don't
they
live in
don't.
Madam
No, they
Inn.
don't.
So they
Right.
take the money from our neighborhoods and they go back
To
to their neighborhoods.
Right.
The employees, some of them are from the neighborhood, some of
Yeah.
them are not from the neighborhoods. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I think the revolution needs to come in, my opinion,
Yeah,
first,
yeah, yeah.
is when we have business owners from the community who are hiring people in the community that are
Yeah.
giving money back to the community, that are paying taxes, that are increasing the educational level, and then we start having political systems and political parties that represent the community. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
go ahead, bro.
So I was gonna say that is true, but I think that it is on a larger macro scale. It has to be more in tune with, again, the revolution starts within.
Yes, sir.
Like if we can't see ourselves on a better end of where we want to be,
Oh, yeah,
as
okay.
a people,
Okay.
then all of the other stuff
Doesn't even matter.
doesn't even matter. So when you say that I've been doing this Black Lives Matter, and the revolutionary fight for Black lives before this was trending, sadly it's trending, but
Yeah.
lives are being lost.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Hold on,
Jim.
I just want to finish that because
go
I
ahead.
want to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
that
Yes,
it's
sir.
clear
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that this revolution has been before me, and so the will that I have within me, the integrity I have within me, won't allow me to just assimilate within these systems that were never set up or created for us.
That's
but I had to
facts.
start with myself first, because I too was a part of that one that assimilated and was like all happy go lucky because I met certain people. Like, yeah, I met such and such. Like, so what?
Who gives a
I met
damn?
such and such, but what have they done for me lately?
Facts.
What have they done for my people? And do I still see my people still in the same plight, the same struggle, still trying to fight to make ends meet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, well then something needs to be done. I don't care if it's economically, I don't care if it's around housing, I don't care if it's
Housing.
around the
That's a good
injustice
one.
system, I don't care if it's around the
Prison
economic
system.
development, everything. We have to understand that we got to see better than within ourselves before we start saying, well, we need to challenge these systems. Because once we see what's better within ourselves and we can see that I love you, brother. I love you too, brother. And we're going to do this together. Once we see that, can't nobody stop us. And that is why, sadly, we're still in these predicaments, because we've been socially brainwashed on so many levels where we can't even see each other and walk past each other
With
without
love.
giving each other a certain look.
It's
Right? Or without even speaking to one another. And that's a problem. And that's where we got to really start changing. I'm telling you, that's where the root cause is, along with the institutional structural racism that we deal with. But that is the first start.
So you're basically, what you're mentioning a lot of almost has to go with mental health in ways.
Yes, man.
Mental health, self-love, self-care, meditation,
Right.
therapy. Black men,
Healthy foods.
Black men, we need therapy. Let me repeat that slowly. Black men, we need therapy.
Yo, I need therapy, Kurt, man.
Facts.
I need therapy.
And it
no
could be
lie,
as simple
bro.
as I just
We
need
all do.
somebody to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to,
for
bro.
sure.
There's nothing wrong with
I'm just
therapy,
looking for
too.
some black therapists out here in Massachusetts, man. It has not been easy.
Let's talk on the side.
Yes, sir. You got it.
But yeah, there is
See,
this.
brothers helping each other out. That's
See?
what it's all about.
No, seriously, but there's this. I'm trying to, and I love these type of conversations because I'm hoping we could just kill the stigma that mental health is not. If you have a quote unquote mental health issue, is not normal. If we can go for physical checkups on our body, I think we should go for mental checkups on our brain, on our mind, and how we think. You get
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir.
Bars right there. Yes, sir. I saw you shaking your head, right? Right? I just think
That was dope. That was dope.
thank you. Right? But no, seriously though, I think what you're speaking about has to do with mental health.
Yeah.
How we see ourselves. That talks about the confidence piece. That talks about not living in doubt, and talk about we're willing to not only build ourselves up, but look at another brother and sister and see ourselves or see our reflection and be like, I love you. It's all right. How can I help you? How can I be of
Right.
assistance? And move forward together. That's
And
why I love what you mentioned,
It's
man.
constructed this way. It's constructed. It was set up this way. White folks came together and created a system that has been able to to have us dehumanize one another. You know what I mean? Like we've been socially constructed and brainwashed, you know what I mean, on all type of systems and structures that put us in these predicaments. And then and now where we are in this day and age, what I think what's happening right now, even though this is sadly a trending statement, Black Lives Matter, there's so much momentum that is happening. What I think that we're acknowledging is that we don't need these very systems that we've consistently depended on since we've been enslaved. And that's where I'm at right now. Like, we don't need these very systems to say that, oh, we need some food stamps. Like, no, let's create these own economic systems, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Black businesses that can support one another, but we have to believe, right, first and foremost within ourselves. And if that doesn't start off, then yes, we challenge those same very systems that have been taking advantages of us.
So I know,
and that's
Kurt,
where I'm at.
Yeah, so I know, Kurt, you have to give your food of thought. You know what I'm saying? So before you give your food of thought, I definitely want to like ask one question to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to you, James. Like, so whenever we hear the ideology of revolutionary, like a revolution,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I think systematically we've been put in a position to fear that ideology.
Now you're talking.
You know what I'm
Shit.
saying?
Go ahead.
We've been put in a situation to fear that ideology, right? A lot of people fear it. Like,
Yup.
yo, we need a revolution. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's kind of ironic at the same time when we have Confederate states, they still believe they're in a civil war. They still don't think the Civil War has stopped, right? And that's the most extreme of racism, right? So my question to you, my brother, is how and what are you doing here in Boston to continue your revolution? And as well as the last thing I'm asking is, what is it that you are doing to change these stigmas aside with the Black revolution?
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. So the first answer, I'm doing every day, I try my best to connect with my people on a level where I'm trying to get them to understand, or I'm trying to understand and listen and learn from my brothers and my sisters around what is it that's an issue for you? What is it that's an issue for us? What is it that we can do? And what I've been able to do, right? People have been able to tell me no, but I've been able to still get a yes. What I'm saying is I've overstepped boundaries of people that say that they got autonomy and still get what I want. And that's done very strategically. And how do I do that? You can tell me no all you want to, but I know how to advocate. I know how to organize, and I know how to bring people with me. See, the thing is that when we want things, we ask by ourselves, and we don't have a force that's with us. But when you have a group of Black men or sisters that's rolling with you, that's on the same plight with you, that's struggling with you, they you know, like the five fingers turn to a fist and it's solid, right? And so when you're asking, what am I doing right now to start a revolution right now in Massachusetts, in Boston,
Massachusetts,
and,
right?
And I also wanted to make sure that it's because we got Black folks throughout, throughout Massachusetts. But ask me, what has the governor done to move the agenda for Black lives as it relates to Massachusetts? Ask me, what has city councilors done to move the agenda for Black lives across Massachusetts? Ask me what U.S. state representatives have done to move the agenda for Black folks in Massachusetts. Are we still stuck in these same predicaments? Ask me what number 45 has done for our people to make sure that have they done anything? If they haven't, then why are we not upset? Why are we not outraged? Why are we not doing anything about it? Isn't enough enough? And so right now we got a campaign that we're actually going to be starting. It's called Enough Massachusetts, meaning that we're calling out every individual, institution, organization, government agency that is not holding up their bargain to make sure that we're a first-class citizen, not second class, but a class citizen that actually is protected by law. Where if there's laws, policies, practices, and procedures that are against Black lives, there should be lawsuits. Folks should be sued. However, who's actually monetizing that? Monitorizing that? There's not people monitorizing that. And we as a people, us Black folks, should be monitorizing that. And how do we do that? By educating our people around this is what's happening. Oh, you didn't know what's happening? But then they don't know who to hold accountable. That's where you get the educational piece from, where you got city council, you got state representatives, you got U.S. Representatives, you got the governor that is the executive of this whole state. They can, within a stroke of a pen, he can create an economic boom for us. Yet and still, nothing has happened. Why? It's because we continue to assimilate in these very systems that were never set up for us. And so we need to stop assimilating, stop buying into these systems, stop supporting these businesses that are not for us, that are not with us, and we need to make sure that we support one another. And so that's what I'm working on right now. Enough hashtag enough MA, enough Massachusetts.
I love
so
it.
be on the lookout for that.
I love that. I love that. I mean, I can't believe it's already been that time
30, 40 minutes.
That time
35
flew by
minutes.
because
There's so many things to talk
there's
about.
so many
So
things
many
to talk
things.
about. I mean, I won't get into it, but there's certain things like I have heard conversation that goes, this isn't really a war on race, it's a war on social class, or this is a war for money. You get what I'm saying? The real issue has to do with money, because if you look at slavery was people would say slavery had to do more about economics than it had to do with enslaving, quote unquote, black. No, not quote unquote. I apologize. Enslaving black people. You get what I'm saying? So there, as individuals say, this war has everything to do with economics, and are we losing sight of the real issue if we only talk about race?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
a
mean
question.
that's another
That's a good-
angle,
good-
for example, of the
IRS.
IRS.
I would still say that it's also
Bank
to
Reserve.
I think it's still also, I mean, to exclude black folks. Just to be 100, it can be economics, but everything, it leads right back to excluding of black folks on all levels.
Excluding, yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure.
And there was
Unfortunately, we're on the bottom of the totem pole. Unfortunately.
So, I mean, we have to have a part 2 where we talk about economic development, where we talk about representation in all areas. We talk about leadership. Like, we need representation in all. I think representation is so powerful in other areas. But we'll definitely have a part 2 to this beautiful conversation.
For sure, got to.
We definitely will. But honestly, think about food for thought. Education is power. Education is power. Exposure is power. Awareness is power. And that is going to be I believe, the stimulus, the root of a revolution. Because we can't start a revolution if we don't know what we're going to overtake. If we're not educated, we were talking in the back. If we're not educated, if I was not exposed to the work that you were doing, we would even be on this. You get what I'm saying? So I believe it is everyone's civil rights duty to take accountability, to educate themselves on self-love, self-care, mental health, economic development, representation. It is up to you to start this, because the first revolution you need to start is a revolution within.
And there's, my bad.
Go ahead, bro.
There's numerous forms of educational opportunities. I mean, for me, how I was able to learn from a lot of what I've experienced and learned was through life experience. I didn't go read a book.
Yes, sir.
I watched and I paid very close attention in certain spaces and places where people that look just like me changed the narrative of how folks view, you know what I mean? Like decisions that was made on our behalf. And I was able to soak that up. And then when it was my moment, I was able to use that for the best of the betterment of our people. And that's what we need to consistently do.
That's what we do, and have these conversations as well. Continue having these great conversations that lead into action. I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. We're definitely going to have a part 2 to this conversation. Politickin with Nushine, baby.
Yes, sir. Revolution. All right. Nat Turner. All right, y'all. Yo.
Word.
Love it.
That was dope, bro.
Good shit as always, man.
Thank you, man.
I knew you would kill
Let me know how the snippet goes.
I'ma get it on my time.